In the summer of 1914, Europe stood at the height of its power. Empires ruled vast lands. Technology was advancing rapidly, and peace seemed possible. But within weeks, a single event would ignite a conflict so massive, it would reshape the world forever. This is the story of World War I, a war of ambition, alliances, and unimaginable consequences. To understand the war, we must go back years before the first shot was fired. Europe was divided into powerful alliances: Triple Entente, France, Russia, and United Kingdom. The Triple Alliance: Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. These alliances were meant to maintain peace, but instead, they created a system where one conflict could pull in the entire continent. Meanwhile, nationalism was rising. Ethnic groups demanded independence, especially in the Balkans, a region often called the powder keg of Europe. At the same time, countries were building massive armies and weapons. Militarism was turning Europe into a ticking time bomb. On June 28, 1914, everything changed. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, was visiting Sarajevo. There, he was assassinated by Gavrilo Princip, a nationalist seeking independence from Austro-Hungarian rule. This single act set off a chain reaction. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Russia mobilized to defend Serbia. Germany declared war on Russia and France. Britain joined after Germany invaded Belgium. Within weeks, Europe was at war. World War I was unlike any war before it. On the Western Front, soldiers fought in trenches long, narrow ditches stretching across hundreds of miles. Life in the trenches was brutal. Mud, disease, and constant fear. New weapons made the war even deadlier. Machine guns, poison gas, tanks, submarines. Battles like the Battle of the Somme and the Battle of Verdun resulted in millions of casualties with little territorial gain. Meanwhile, the war spread beyond Europe into Africa, the Middle East, and the seas. By 1917, the war had reached a stalemate. Both sides were exhausted. Then came a turning point. Germany resumed unrestricted submarine warfare, sinking ships without warning, including those carrying civilians. When the United States entered the war in 1917, it brought fresh troops and resources. At the same time, Russia withdrew from the war after the Russian Revolution, allowing Germany to focus on the Western Front. But it wasn't enough. In November 1918, after years of brutal fighting, Germany sought peace. An armistice was signed on November 11, 1918. The war was over, but the world would never be the same. The consequences of World War I were enormous. Empires collapsed: Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, Russian, and German. New nations were born. The Treaty of Versailles imposed harsh penalties on Germany, creating resentment that would later lead to another conflict. Over 16 million people died, and the stage was set for World War II. World War I was not just a war, it was a turning point in human history. It showed the destructive power of modern warfare. The question remains, could it have been avoided, or was the world already on a path toward destruction?